Hello. Uh, it is actually a balmy 28 degrees in this shed. So I've got the fan on, which for the first time in its life is actually blowing cold. This is normally my winter fan. Today's beverage, Lipton's lemon iced tea, just come out of the fridge, beautiful. Hi Olive, hi Charlie, hi Phyllis, nearly forgot her name then, it's a fucking hanging offence. Right, I'm just in here because I want to change the rear pads in the caliper. I'm going to rebuild it a bit later in the year, but to give myself easy access, I'm just going to drop the can, which is a 14mm bolt, 10mm bolt for the clamp, and then that will slide off and it will give me uninterrupted room to get at the good stuff. A bit like taking a pair of knickers off. Yes. Exhaustage off. Now this gives me access now, and I think all I need to do to change the pads is just spin that bolt out. Or is it, Jim? No, I can't. Oh, I thought it was a flippy caliper, but it's not. Right, we're going to take those two out, and then we can lift the caliper out, and then we'll take the caliper will come off with its bracket, and then we can have a look at it. Nice. I'm going to snip that cable tie as well, so I've got a bit of leeway. Jim, get on with it. Show everybody your socks. Oh yes, my dad's army socks. I was going to do sandals and socks today, just for fashion faux pas and for shits and giggles, but no, I didn't. So yes, I'm just sitting here in my pants, so I won't show you anymore. Thank Christ, you said. Yes.
12 seconds later.
Started raining. Hopefully we're in for a beautiful summer storm and it will split the air and cool down a bit, because it was like sleeping in a fucking McDonald's apple pie last night. Lovely. Anyway, bolts are out. I'm just going to take the torque arm off, and I just sprayed it with some cleaner and it took fucking paint off. Somebody's literally hand brushed it with silver paint, which is the kind of shit I do, you know. I always thought I'd worked on this before. So yeah, I mean, all the crap's coming off here, so I don't know, I might give it a little repaint while it's off. Who knows? The whole bike needs a bloody good clean. This has all been sprayed with ACF 50, by the way, and this is just road grime that's stuck to it. But yeah, I don't know, I'm tempted in the winter maybe strip Spurt down a little bit, probably not to a bare frame but to a rolling chassis, and then go over him a bit. I think he deserves it. Nice. Right, crack on, Jim, because you're in your pants. Lovely. I don't know what this is. It's an anti-torque arm, basically. And what you'll do is it'll either be underslung or overslung. Not all bikes have them, but the majority do. Some bikes have, this is the caliper holding bracket. Some bikes, their bracket will actually slide into a slot on the swing arm, which basically plays the part of the torque arm. Now what this does is, when you adjust the chain, you loosen the torque arm up, and then as you're moving the wheel backwards and forwards, it enables the bracket to keep the same orientation, so the caliper is always properly aligned with the disc. So anytime you adjust the chain or anything like that and you have a torque arm, undo the torque arm and let it all move freely. Nice. Now I'm not going to take it off because I'm going to have to pop the back wheel out or move it back to get the pin out, so it looks okay. I'll just grease it up, put that back together. Nice. But now I can actually pop the caliper off. I wanted to do it because I wanted to free the hose and just give me a bit of wiggle room. You can see not a great deal of meat left on the pads. You know, if I was on a bit more of a budget, I'd say there was about 5,000 miles left on those. But anyway, what I've got to do, the little pin you see at the bottom near my thumb, there's a little retaining R clip there, look. I've got to pull that out, and then hopefully we'll be able to pull this pin out, because that retains the pads. And then the rest of it, we actually push the caliper against the bracket, and that will send this pin, so this one can fall out. The inner pad is just held on with the pin, the outer pad, the pin, and it's on the runner. Nice.
A few moments later.
So, the decision has been made for us. Those pins are actually seized enough that I can't move this bracket by hand. The outer pad, I didn't actually have to move this bracket, you obviously can just rotate it out of the way and then pull it off that pin. The pin came out easy enough, but what I'm going to do, even though it doesn't look, the piston etc doesn't look too bad, the fact that these sliding pins, these should slide really freely. I should be able to do it just with thumb pressure. They're not moving freely, so I think it's time we crack the banjo. We'll put that brake pipe in a milk bottle or something just to catch the brake fluid, and then yeah, we'll rebuild it. We may as well. I mean, carb cleaners took the paint off it, so I think it's had a pretty piss poor paint job in its past, but you know, the bike is a 1993 at the end of the day, so you know, it's an old kit. It's young enough to shag. Yes, Jim, don't go down that road. Right, so I am now going to split the hose. So what I'm going to do is just mount the caliper back on its bracket without the pads in and what have you, and I'm just going to really gently pump the pedal and pump that piston out a little bit, but I shall show you that. Yes. Off. Yes, hose off. Well, Jim, you have to take the hose off, take the caliper off your knobhead. Yes, draining quite nicely into Mother's Best Bailey's Millennium Glass, because I'm like that. Plans for this now, I'm going to give it a little scrubby dubby, and it's going to go in the aqua jiggler, and then I'm going to pull it apart, or I might just pull it apart and then put it in the aqua jiggler, because I've got a funny feeling that I'm going to have to get Mr. Dremel. Well, Mr. Dremel's going to be going all over this now because I'm going to paint it. I don't want it leaving all scabby. Carb cleaners took the paint off, so yes. And you know what that means? I'm going to have one shiny new part on the bike. Oh, it's a downward slope. A downward slope. What beautiful legs. Last time I saw legs like those, they were hanging out of a nest. Anyway, before any of you bitch, I've got the mole grips on the piston. It's not super tight, but we're replacing the piston anyway, so it don't really matter. So all I'm going to do is grip it. I've tried wiggling it. It is moving a little bit, but what I'm going to do is just tappy on there and just pull the piston out. Nice. Just managed to pull the piston out just by wiggling it, really. But like I say, I'm replacing it. First size, it doesn't look too bad. It is the original piston, and then the seals inside. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got gungification. Let's just move this light. There we go. Yes, we have gungification. You can see. Yes, see, that's not been swapped out in a while. Right, well, we know where we stand now then. It's going to be new seals, Dremel, new piston, and then it will come with all the new boots and stuff for the sliding pins, so all those will go in the aqua jiggler. The caliper, the bracket, they'll all go in the aqua jiggler, get cleaned up, and then we'll see where we are. Nice. Yes. That was clean water with a bit of detergent in it, a bit of the proper fluid. Yes. It's got a while to go yet. It's another 15 minutes or so. Yes, lovely. Yes. Well, here it is, folks. It's now the next day. So yesterday, I stripped the caliper, put new seals in it, cleaned it up a bit, and gave it a quick and it looks a lot better than what it was. So now the process of bleeding begins. So I've had to set the side panel off to get to the reservoir. I shall top the reservoir up, give it some pumpies. The bleed screw is already cracked. If I'm really lucky, I might be able to do a lot of it by gravity, but if not, well, we'll have to put a bit of pipe on there and sort it out. But this is my first job of the day, and then the rest of the day is pretty much mine. So I might go on a little solo adventure, I don't know yet. Ooh, nice. Coolant levels, nice. Yes, alright then. Jim, you're waffling. Shut up. I'm pleased to report that early Sunday morning I've got a nice stiff one. The brake pedal. Yes, it's all bled now, all lovely, all nice fresh fluid. Didn't require a lot, although there appears to be a bit of water in that one. Yes, because of course brake fluid is hygroscopic, which means it attracts moisture out of the air. So yes, it was do a little change. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tidy that up onto there, tighten the torque nuts up, put the exhaust back on, and then she's good. Nice. Yes. Just in case any of you have spotted it, the new piston is longer than the old one. This is the piston insert that was on the original caliper. It slips inside the piston, but the new piston is the same size as the old piston with this insert. The only thing is, when I put the new pads in, I couldn't actually get them over the disc without hammering the caliper, and I don't like to do that. It probably would have gone, and then because there's a lip on the caliper, because this brake disc is probably the original, so 30 odd years old, and it's in good condition, there's no cracking, it's well within its wear limit. That's just a mark. It's well within its wear limit, but it is getting a bit of a lip, so perhaps that's something to do in the future. If they're anything like the ZX10 ones, they'll crack eventually anyway. So when I do that, I can sort of go about it again. But that's why there's new pads. You can see the marking on them. Look, that's how far I got, and then I just gave up and thought, no. They probably would have been absolutely fine. But yeah, we'll see. The old pads, there is obviously, you're seeing there's still a bit of met on them, and they're sintered, so they're going to be decent anyway. So we'll just see how it goes. The problem with the poor back brake was these the caliper was stuck on the sliding pins, but they've all been hand gestures. They've all been cleaned up, and everything's sliding and working lovely. So we'll just see how we get on. Nice. I think that concludes the video. I think. Oh, today's beverage, iron brew, sugar free, of course. But yes, we'll see. Yes. Yes.